Pogba will leave it for Rashford. He strikes. Oh, it's a goal! Staying on his feet this time. They went for Martial. Lovely touch by Fernandes. Cavani! Rashford all the way across goal. What a finish!
Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United. Nico, JP, Simeon, fellas, welcome to the show, and to those viewing, welcome. So we're gonna get into it earlier, right? Another day at the office, another disappointing result, right? But let's look at a couple things here, right? We had a pretty eventful week, right? We get trash from Liverpool on Tuesday, and then on Thursday, we announced Eric Ten Hag as our new manager. Positivity in the air, right? And then, well, today, social media or Apology FC, lost to Banter Club FC. To all but end any, quiet little bit of hope that we had of making top four, right? And I think even Ralph said it, right? Ralph, when he was asked today, he said after today's result, top four is gone, yes. So if there was any, I mean, mathematically it's still possible, right? But if there was any deep, I be honest with you, I had something a little deep down in the inside, hoping that we'd still make it now, but I'll be honest, right? Right? As much as I agree that, the team don't deserve it and, let me rebuild with just playing league football, domestic football, sorry, I still want Europe, right? And the way how West Ham going with the Europa League, yeah, and if West Ham win the Europa League, right, it could push me further down into that Conference League thing. So let me ask you all something, right? This is what we want to start off, and then we'll get to team sheets and stuff like that. Were any of you all, going into today's game expecting anything different? I mean, always Arsenal we talking about. Always expecting anything different from, I mean, Arsenal is bottlers earlier, right?
Let me start it, right? Good night, everyone, and good night, and welcome to All United therapy session, right? First and foremost, right? If you know anyone who in need of therapy, after today's game especially, tell them to tune in, send them a share, tell them, hey, free therapy, right? And after this hour, definitely they will feel more relaxed, right? And let them message, let them send, messages and vent, without obscene though, we'd appreciate that. But let me vent here, right? So going back to Reem question. When I hope when I see Maguire not play. You see before Maguire, in fact before the starting lineup, I don't see that Arsenal was gonna beat we, Chelsea was gonna beat we, Brentford most likely gonna beat us. I say it's a free fall, and Crystal Palace, the form Crystal Palace in, I say, oh God, you understand? The rest of the fixtures we did, right? But you see, after when I see no Maguire in the lineup today, for some reason I get hope. I say, ah boy, I went in the game hopeful until, right?
Real fast. Real fast,
eh? All hope, oh gosh. I say, boy, Maguire on the bench. You understand? You get and put on a solid defense today. You get and say, oh God, that is it for the rest of the season. I can't see this team. And in what? 3 minutes?
3 minutes.
I go stop there for now. Go ahead.
All right. JP, tell me. You was expecting all the expectations. I mean, you expect me to win or tell me.
I was hopeful, I was hopeful because, the whole situation Ronaldo went through, you would hope that the team have some kind of spirits in it, boy, and they would say, they will at least do this for Ronaldo and what he going through and band together as a unit. And as Nick was saying, Maguire wasn't in the team. He wasn't in the team, so how it is Varane and Lindelof combined was Maguire today? Like, what went on with them? I couldn't understand it, but I had a little hope before because you were seeing the talks that Maguire mightn't play. But then too, knowing that Varane now come back from injury, it kind of hard to understand why he didn't try it with Bailly instead. Like, what Bailly do? If Bailly on the bench, give him a play. If not, then leave him on the team altogether. What's the point having him on the bench and then Varane now come back from an injury and is still running him into a game and Bailly still on bench? How long now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, that's as much as the hope I had there. But after a few minutes in the game, I was like, well, I thought we'd get a next 5-something. Yeah.
Before I come to Simeon, right? And I know every show we do it when JP here and we're talking about team sheet, he's always start and say once he see Maguire in the lineup, he don't know. You're starting with men short now.
Yeah.
So Ray Ramla on the inside. Good night, buddy. Thanks for joining. He's saying a shame. Yeah, shame, yeah, boy. Arsenal, boy. Yeah, that's telling you. Rion on the inside as well. Good night, buddy. Thanks for joining, man. Arun, good night to you, buddy. Ray saying here, honestly, I'd rather Norwich hit us 5 than Arsenal beat us. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's how bad it is, right? Lion, what going on, buddy? Saying good night. To get licks from Arsenal is a new low, but expected. So, I mean, even though it's Arsenal, Lion saying it was expected. You didn't expect nothing different, right? Natty Jr., good night, buddy. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying here, Tellez collected that Maguire sour spirit. Yeah, boy. Hey,
like whoever praise Maguire have it strong, boy.
That whole back there.
Sure, Dallo. You see, no, but in particular, you see Dallo and Tellez.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, Simeon, tell me, expectations? It was different?
No, I mean, it was you had better. I mean, you thought they would do better with Maguire not there, but to win, I think you look at the team. The team looked strong. I mean, I knew we had problems with Dallo and Tellez back there because Arsenal's a good attack inside. But you figure, okay, we have Ronaldo up there. I mean, last time, he did well. So I wasn't expecting much, but I expected something, But the way the game went, he was down, and then you saw something. You saw for a while something click. Like then for us to say, hey, it's Arsenal, we can beat them. Like you saw at some point. Then for us to say, okay, it's Arsenal. It ain't Liverpool. It ain't City. Then for us to say, hey, we can play with these guys. And then start playing a little bit. You start seeing some fights. You get into the game, and then you get more into it than you should be. And then you see these chances come up, and you see these chances go away, and and it's just. I mean, we could talk about it, but like this game against Arsenal drew you in because you have the players, but the way that the big time players, a lot of them did not perform. That is what got me today. A lot of them are my favorites from last year. Like I don't know what happened to them. It's like they draw me in, and then they ain't finishing. It's like I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to be mad at this team's performance for the rest of the season. But I'm mad here now. I'm mad. I don't know. I shouldn't be mad. I expected them to lose, but not like this. Not like this.
Yeah. Guys who on the inside viewing, don't forget to like and share. We want to get, as Nico was saying earlier, we want to get more people in on the therapy session, to just vent now, because venting does help, right? Before you go and hit somebody, right? Gregory on the inside too. Gregory's saying here the referee was garbage.
Oh, the referral.
No, he corrected himself, right? The referee.
Right.
Yeah, and he's saying here Arteta pass money.
Pass money to who? He had to pass no money, why? Hey, Gregory, stop it there.
But here what going on, right? I being honest with you. The team exceeded my expectations today, right? I read a report that said that part of the dressing room wasn't too thrilled with the appointment of Ten Hag. Now, Minke, right?
Exactly.
Ole not supposed to have any say at all, right?
Yeah.
So whether the report was true or not, that's what was coming out now. So I didn't really expect the appointment to be no big boost for the team, right? I know we're in a kind of real hole right now, so I was expecting after that Liverpool thrashing I wasn't expecting much. But to be honest with you, after the team settled, because we'll take some time to settle, I thought the team played okay-ish. And I don't know if it's because we play good or because Arsenal defense is crap. I don't know. Because here now, the wing backs today was on show to prove who is the worst 4 players on the field.
Yeah.
You understand? I don't know if I agree with me, you know?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Dallo, Tellez, Cedric, and what's his name? Tavares.
Yeah.
They were the worst players on the pitch.
That's true. That's
Sure. Just now, Simeon, Gregory saying, Sardis, you ain't see that wing the referee give. Come now, man, Gregory, you're reaching there, buddy. You're reaching there. You're reaching.
So Gregory, you pay Bruno too, right? Right? You pay Bruno too. So you pay the referee and you pay Bruno.
As bad as
We
the
can't
referee
out
was, I don't think, paying the referee don't make a difference.
That I
Yeah,
said.
exactly, because I think we had enough to win that game if we wanted to win that game today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Simeon.
Nah, man. I mean, that man say Bruno, man. I say, oh gosh, like we keep going back to this man getting paid. Like man getting money. Like that's our issue today. Like we pay these players to be difference makers. He's supposed to be the difference maker on the field. Like he's supposed to be the one in the middle. Like how many times you see get the ball in the middle and make a true pass? Like all the passes go in all kind of way. I mean, I was talking about McTominay touch, like McTominay kind of bad touch, and I see Bruno do the same thing. And that's the third goal. I'm like, Bruno, he's one of top 10 paid players in the league or something like that. Top 15, top 10.
Should
like
not
how-
top 5? Kind of money we'll be paying players. And he get a contract renewed.
It's like how we paying these people this kind of money to be so bad. It's like, when you go down the line, it's like I'm lost for words. You look at Sancho was the best player, one of the best players on the field today. And they say, okay, we're going to double team Sancho every time we get the ball. And you look at
today too.
Yeah, Ronaldo had a good game today too.
Ronaldo.
Wrong.
I don't know how he scored a goal. I don't know how he get free to score a goal.
Yeah,
I'm so confused.
That is experience and quality
Like poor defending.
and poor defending. That's telling you Arsenal defense in a mess too earlier.
Yeah.
We could have that
Yeah.
team. They were there to get got.
Yeah.
And you see, like when you're in a real fight, and you have a team, but you have guys within a team who know, like, when I know you're good and things get rough, I'm gonna go to you and talk. You see Ronaldo and Sancho chatting like after that third goal, like, man, we do all this, and we still behind.
I feel it was bad talking Bruno. Let me just get some comments and then guys we could go into the game, because I have a couple things I want to bring up on occurrences in the game. So basically Gregory was kind of trying to say why he said what he was saying about the referee, right? He's saying here the penalty that Arsenal gets, that was more of a foul on Tellez. I don't know, boy.
Nah, I
No.
find that was a foul, man. And I got a
It
penalty.
was clumsy.
Yeah.
It was clumsy.
Yeah. I was given that
That was
penalty.
very clumsy from Tellez. And he
Yeah.
also saying here Ronaldo got robbed of a goal. What I thought about that one? I thought that was
I didn't see it over. And I know Ralph was talking about he was seeing the line with the grass, and he was way behind the line or on the line, sorry. Right? But I really didn't get to scrutinize. I just saw what VR would have showed us,
Yeah.
But that was it. So if they say offside, well, I mean, I had to go with it.
and sometimes it'll be so marginal. So I mean, I hear you, Greg. Same Tavares pulled down Ilanga, no penalty.
Get rough. Ilanga get rough up today, man. Ilanga get rough up today, man. Ilanga.
But what I thought, JP, what I thought was a penalty?
Nah, I don't think that was a pull down, you know. I really don't. I feel like he know he had to go down, but he really didn't get a touch to go down. I don't think he really got a touch to go down.
All right, cool. So we kind of split on that. Natty Junior saying here, Bruno. I was like, why didn't give Ronaldo the penalty? Bruno had no confidence to the whole game.
Ronaldo didn't want to take it. They said
Ronaldo
that
didn't.
after he was feeling up to take any penalty with the whole situation. Like, it's probably too much pressure to put on him.
Yeah, and I think that kind of makes sense because I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't even
It's really
expecting
emotional.
Ronaldo. Yeah, I wasn't even expecting Ronaldo to play today.
Yeah.
know?
He looked like he
so-
wanted to cry the whole game, I find. Like, there's his facial expression. I was like, I
Yeah.
was surprised how good he was playing. Like, he really is next level when you think about it. To put out that kind of
True.
performance, put out today after what he went through.
Yeah. It's better he didn't play us because the kind of stress from this team to be compounded on this personal, you know.
Boy,
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know, because Ronaldo is a different kind of monster and he just so driven. He probably was sitting on home for the Liverpool game and more frustrated than anything else. You know, because surely he'd have watched the game, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean,
we can imagine you watching that game too, boy. Nah, boy, your result are wicked, boy.
you telling me Ronaldo didn't watch that game? Ronaldo watched that game. Ronaldo watched that game.
I hope
What
he
you watching
didn't.
that game for?
I really hope he didn't watch it.
What you watching that game for? He's over there sabbatical. But he's also, boy, just forget about Manchester United, boy. At least
Ronaldo
against for the Liverpool game.
Gary saying here, Nico Teller's back was turned. He was more trying to block the shot.
Nah, what shot? That shot, where that
Yeah,
shot was
you're
coming
right.
from?
No, it was not shot, it was a pass. It was a pass.
Yeah.
Because Saka was collecting the pass when Tellers kind of turned onto him. You know,
It was clumsy, Greg. It was clumsy in terms of he just kind of run into the player. It looked like he kind of run into the player. Anytime that
I was
happened, I
surprised
referee
how
always
long
go
they,
for
I was surprised how long they take to look at that, to be honest. But the first time I see it, the replay, I was like, yeah, I should have said that. So
Yeah.
clumsy.
It's too careless. Too careless.
But I think they checked the offside
Offside first,
the
right.
offside first.
Yeah.
And then
And
they
then
check the
the
penalty.
Yeah.
Gregory saying here, let's understand something. Was not Bruno our designated penalty taker? All of a sudden, because Ronaldo there, he not supposed to take pens now. We acting like Ronaldo didn't miss penalties. Yeah, and I agree because hindsight is always you know. But what from what Ragnick had said is the two designated penalty takers are Cristiano and Bruno.
Bruno.
But Ronaldo and who again?
It's the two of them, yeah, both of them.
Right.
Yeah, two of them.
And as JP was saying, Ronaldo didn't want to take it. You know, so I agree, hindsight, you know.
But how much pens he missed lately? Like, what's Bruno's like record in the last 5 penalties he take?
I don't know.
Anybody had our stats? 'Cause I really don't know. I know the last one he missed.
I just think in this situation it was a chance to go level, and you're looking to a player like Bruno to put you level in a situation like this. So that's why you would say yes, when he captain armband and all that today. So you would come down a little harder on him in a situation like this.
So in the last 5 games, Gregory saying Bruno only missed 2 penalties. All right, fair. So,
What?
well, in the last 5 penalties he take, today and Aston Villa. That's when Martinez do the
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a good conversion rate.
Yeah,
No,
so
I mean, his penalty conversion rate was incredible before. Like, he didn't miss a penalty in years before that one. So,
Manchester United, but let's break anybody. You know?
I mean,
Yeah,
that was
that's
good.
yeah.
I mean, I used to talk about Bruno like, De Bruyne, you know, all these top brands. I put Bruno right up there. Now I gotta laugh at me now. It's like Bruno. They texted me and tagged me like, you talk about Bruno.
This
United can
Bruno.
break anybody. Boy.
Yeah,
I can remember Lukaku when Lukaku was Everton, and before Everton, we swear we got top striker, right? Watch Lukaku now. Battle United is breaking anybody.
Yeah. Right now, Bruno looking like John Joe Shelby level. We.
Now, I Shelby step by. I feel Shelby still bad.
Hey Richard, good night, buddy. Thanks for joining. So we kind of touched on it before, right? So earlier, how after conceding so within 5 minutes, I think 5 to 7 minutes versus Liverpool, how could we come
And beat
and
them.
concede within 3 minutes against Arsenal? Now here how this thing happened, eh? The transition from from Arsenal's defense to the attack, right? A cross came into the box from Tavares. Varane tried for it. I think he kind of threw Tellez off. I mean, I'm not giving Tellez any pass here, right? He kind of threw Tellez off. Then Saka get it. Saka free shot at the here save. And the same man who delivered the initial cross come up on a sleeping Dalo
Yeah.
and score.
Tap in.
A tap in. Earlier, how are these things happening? Where is the communication in our defense? Why nobody talking to each other? We have a Champions League and World Cup winner in the back line. We have a Swedish international. We have a Brazilian.
International.
Right? International. Even Dalo as a Portuguese international. Where where is the communication in our back line? And me and Nico was talking before, right? I mean, I feel the entire fan base was celebrating when Maguire get dropped, right? And I tell Nico, I said, Nico, the only thing could keep Maguire out of the starting lineup is if Lindelof and Varane perform and that they don't get injured. And then 3 minutes, we come and concede.
Yeah, Maguire back in the team after 3 minutes. Maguire just sit down and laughing. Maguire just holding and laugh. You understand? Maguire had a yellow one mouth so and only doing so and laughing. Because after 3 minutes, Maguire was back in the team.
Yeah.
You could tell me what these fellas and them, boy. Yeah?
No, I think, but that's Varane for you. I mean, Varane is always come back and make a big mistake. Like Varane comes back every time he comes back from injury. He's always rusty. Like that, it takes like 45 minutes for him just to get back to Wolverine. I mean, once he plays, a game, he's normally top class, but that first game is always rough with him. It's always some kind of, jokey type of, mistake he's making. So
True. We saw that 3 times this season so far.
Yeah.
But like Fidalo and Tellers, I think they just
that's what I said.
Bailly. Well, they ain't like Bailly, so I don't see Bailly playing anytime soon. I mean, he said true. Like he. I mean, when the last time he played? I mean,
yes.
But those bring backs they ain't real. I mean, I think they should just play up front. I don't see Dalo and Tellez being any real threats, in any real presence in defense. I mean, they're decent attacking, but it's like how much money we spent for these guys again?
That was about 20 million. Tellez maybe about 18 or 18 million.
About that.
But why we can't buy two sided? Why we can't buy players that play at both ends? Like why are all players?
I guess that would this be. I guess the Dalo and Tellez supposed to be able to defend and attack. My problem with this team, right, is how it is we cannot defend transitional plays. How is every time a team attack, it does lead to a shot on goal?
Yeah.
That I cannot understand this for the life of me. So I know the question: is it that this team's so bad, or is it that my boy Ralph just say having it, Because I thought we could be so bad. Newcastle beat Norwich 3-0.
Yeah.
No, what, Norwich nearly beat us the last time we
Yeah.
played.
Between
Yeah.
the first game and then beat us in the second one.
Yeah. So I question right now. Like, Ralph is my boy, and I don't know that, but I question Ralph. No, why is I not question this thing? Because I doubted we could be so bad. I doubted that we cannot defend on a transitional play. None. Every transitional play you think, you know what, we could concede now. Every single one. And I can't understand how we can defend that. How we can stop them play. How it had nothing we could do in training to help you just stop this.
But
Every
Ralph,
single game is the
Straight
same
in.
thing.
We straight.
but
We
no,
straight.
but Ralph, what Ralph talking about? Ralph talking about that fellas have no toughness. No, you got kick somebody sometimes. You got take that foul sometimes. Like you have McTominay in there, but McTominay half the time he can't catch up to the ball sometimes.
Yeah,
Matic,
man, passing here like a cone. He just like a
Matic
cone and
can't.
McTominay
spin
is jogging
around.
her. Here now,
Matic,
McTominay is jog, but
Matic
because his name is not
can't move.
Pogba, nobody will say nothing, you know. Go ahead, Simeon.
No, I mean, like we just can't catch, like we don't stop the attack. We just let man, like Ilanga gets a call for a foul at the edge of the box, but because he tripped the man. He didn't mean to do it. He just, the foot just man dragging foot, and Ilanga touch it. And other teams, they'll run back and they'll tackle you before you get to a point. We watch men just run through and wait till they pass the ball, and we just watch guys just run through a midfield. We don't do anything about it. Like other teams will
This is
put
my
a
point,
body on
boy.
you.
This is my point.
Let me just get two comments here and I have a question because Nico, I didn't intend to go there now, but as you bring it up, I'll go there, right? Natty Junior saying here, you're right, bro, and we missing that leadership in the back at the back, that emotion, that strong and that strong communication. You're right. Kwesi on the inside. Good night, buddy. Thanks for joining. He's saying here, I will never question Ralph. Knowing them fellas deliberately undermines the manager because he ain't tickling the fancy. Yeah. Ralph said today these players don't train well. They don't take instructions and their fitness is horrible. So hear this, right?
Jeez and ages.
So hear this. I have a question.
I didn't
for
hear
you.
that one, but alright. You didn't hear
Right?
that
I
one,
have a
James?
question. I think so. All right. Now, a lot of people criticizing Ralph, because remember, he's the manager of the team coach, right? So they're saying he's supposed to be doing better with his team because since he came in the team, the spiral, it wasn't it wasn't like that. It was like that, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you all think, Ralph should take responsibility for? Because we didn't hire him now to make notes on the team on who should be sold and who should stay and who we should sign. We didn't sign him for this 6 months for that reason, right? We signed him to stabilize to stable the ship until the appointment of the permanent manager. We didn't expect for this nosedive, right? So Ralph under some criticism because surely with the players that we have, you would expect a manager to do a lot better than Ralph has been doing with the team, right? So I want to ask you something, and I will start with JP for this one. What do you think Ralph should take responsibility for? Because as Kwesi say, knowing them fellas deliberately undermining the manager. Speculation. Go ahead.
Well, the only thing I could say, it had to be not being able to take control of the dressing room. Because I think he's doing as much as he could with the limited resources that we have. Because every time I look at our team sheet and I see the limited options, especially in midfield for a big club like Manchester United, when I look at the midfield options that we have, it's atrocious. So
Right now, the forward options too. Right now, if you watch forward options too.
Yeah, because it's only Ronaldo we have. Ronaldo is the only player scoring for the team right now. When last anybody else score?
Ilanga, real chance, boy. Ilanga, real.
Right. So my thing is Ralph gets a real a real hard job here, especially when the club decided they're not doing any business in the January transfer market. So he had that to work with, and clearly there's toxicity in that dressing room. And he had I would say, an insurmountable job of trying to go and tame these players into making them into a team. Because we're not a team. If you have a 37-year-old who is the third top scorer in the Premier League, you tell me if this team wasn't playing properly, Ronaldo would be winning Golden Ball with ease. He was winning that with ease, the Golden Boot with ease, because if he could be doing what he's doing individually, basically, he doing it on his own. Because it's always an individual who's scoring a goal. It don't be no team play. He and De Gea are the two players that have us somewhere close to top four right now, and that I don't think anybody can argue that. That is the reality of the team, and that is based on their individual performances. Nothing to do with our team. So Ralph had to try and make a team out of players who don't know how to be a team. And I think that is what he could take fault for in my book.
All right, all right. Phil, good night, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah. Better late than
Yeah,
never,
man.
man. How you hope you guys are doing well. I won't let the result of today ruin my weekend for sure. With regards to Reem's question, it's a very interesting question because I saw a lot of posts saying that we as a fan base need to apologize to the following people: Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Michael Carrick, Mike Felon, that guy Kieran, and I'm like, interesting. Okay. In terms of what Ralph has to take responsibility for, I don't know, Reem. I honestly don't, because within the last 5 months, Ralph has done a lot of exposing, right? Um, Ralph is, I think Ralph is immune from being fired, and that's the only reason why the Glazers haven't acted upon that as yet, because they know Eric Ten Hag will be coming in next season, right? But what to blame Ralph for? Um, like like you guys have been saying probably during the program, and what I've been reading for the last couple of weeks, right? Is that these players are blatantly ignoring Ralph's instructions, right? If I had to nitpick, maybe I can blame Ralph for playing the players that are not listening to him. Maybe go with the youth for the rest of the next 4 games. Who knows, right? But at the end of the day, the Glazers did say that Ralph has to make some sort of European spot, right? It's not going to be Champions League, so maybe it'd be Europa League, right? So maybe that's the only thing I can blame Ralph for per se.
And interesting that you kind of noted a couple things, because this is my thought, right? All this information circulating that Ralph this and Ralph that, so everybody have their, how to put it, their people in media that will send out things to defend them, right? And this is what came out today, right? Ralph Ragnick claims some United players have blatantly ignored his instructions when he's given them a pattern of play to employ in certain games. And the reason why I kind of believe in this is because it happened against Arsenal, and he
And
talked about it
Liverpool.
after the game. I mean, Liverpool. That's correct. Sorry. And the first passenger play where Liverpool get the goal, where Maguire, he was talking about Maguire here,
You saw him, Maguire?
Yeah.
right? Anyway, go through.
That why I feel Maguire get dropped today, right? Well, it has been hard for me to blame Ralph for nobody, Phil would have said something early, in Ralph reign, that Ralph came to expose people, right? And I think that is what is being done, right? Because all the other coaches, even the Carrick, as much as they would have been get Carrick, well, in a few games the team would have played under him, right? Oli, I think they were papering over a lot of cracks,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I think Ralph has exposed these cracks and said, "Hey, it's here no baby and thing here, right? It's time for men to step up." And to me, right, that now would make his job, right, easier, going forward, if he is going to be utilized in this consultancy role, right? Exposing the team and the players for what they are going to make his job easier, and he now could become more successful in the decisions that the team has to make. Because if he was papering over cracks, right, and making everything look good, then in the summer, when you tell Ten Hag we're going on, they see this player, I get rid of him, right? But then the club will say, but why this player did so good? The board might say, but this player had nothing to see with this club. This player was performing, right? But Real showing that all these players not meeting the expectation, or who are not meeting the expectation, and in the future it's going to make my job easier. That is why you could say this team need be almost up to 10 players, right? And if he gets that, I think his job, Ten Hag's job will be easier, and I think the club will be in a better place. So for me, it's very difficult to blame Ralph for anything. And to me, the best thing he did was let's expose the club for what it is from top to bottom, and over the 5 months, that is what he did. He exposed the flaws in the club from the hierarchy right down to the ground in terms of talking about men like Darren Fletcher. You don't know what you're doing there. Right? Imagine in that press conference that asks, what is Darren Fletcher's role in the team? And Ralph was there for almost 3 months, and he said, I don't know. I don't know. Right? Craziness. Go ahead.
If Ralph,
Simeon,
no,
go ahead, Phil.
I was gonna say, if Ralph didn't have the CV that he had, he wouldn't be exposing these players, right? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't have that great of a CV, but Ralph is 63 years of age, and so much people in the footballing world, from players to coaches, respect what he's done for football, right?
Yeah.
Ralph just covering his CV, that's all.
Exactly.
So Simeon, this is for you, right? Now we know Nico, ain't gonna find no fault, but he can't not do nothing wrong, right? Because the team, right, we are playing good, and yes, the players are to take responsibility, but surely the manager to take some kind of responsibility, and Nico ain't go see that, right? So tell me now, right? Tell me now.
The issue with Ralph is his I don't want to say it, I don't want to put it, but he doesn't care. Like, you have they got Ollie, the PE teacher. Ollie's like a PE high school teacher, and Ralph is a professor. You go to high school, the teacher will give you all kinds of things in high school to make sure you need to get all the little clues and stuff to grade the test on a curve to make sure everybody look good. Your PE teacher is going to make sure the class looks good. You go to college, a college professor, he's going to give you the curriculum, tell you learn this, do that, and step back. And if you don't learn it, and if you fail, that's your problem. You get paid, you go home, you fine. I feel like that's Ralph's. That's how Ralph is. Like, he give you everything you need to execute, and if you don't do it, you're gonna fail. It's not his grade you gotta worry about. It's yours. I think Ralph doesn't really care about the United fan. You want to see your team win every single game. You want to make sure that you do everything to win. I think Ralph cares more about getting that level of consistency, that learning in there. Not just the paperwork crack, make sure you actually know what you're doing. His goal, I think, is not really winning every game, but getting a better team and getting a better performance of the team. And I think when you see him in a press conference, like, what, tell them to do this, to do that, and they do it. Or, well, they lost, but I'm still Ralph Ragnick. I still got my CV. At the end of the day, I'm fine. It's them and it's United that's going to suffer. That's how I think about it. Like, I don't think he really cares about wins, loss, how bad they lose, but showing them that, showing the team that, hey, these guys really ain't really listening.
And I agree with Simeon, right? Because again, Ralph was always talk about the stats. Ralph was always talk about the stats, right? We created this amount of chances, right? if you check from from when I came to know, and he playing it along, I say, what my tactics working? Just the players that's not good enough, but my tactics working. So at the end of the day, his CV still standing up to his reputation.
Imagine, because I'm sure Trinidad has this as well too, but there are many roads in Barbados that have potholes, right?
Now we have
Now,
plenty here, boy. Oh god, the stop
Yeah.
fix road down here. The stop
true,
fix
true.
road.
Now, imagine the Trinidad government or the Barbados government hire Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to cover up these potholes, right? Now, Ole cover up all these potholes, did a terrible job. He wasn't given the resources. And now they fire Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and bring in Ralph. You know what Ralph doing? Ralph just taking out the dirt out of the potholes and exposing everybody.
Yeah.
Taking out the dirt out of the potholes and say, yo, this pothole should have had more tar. This pothole should have more this. This pothole should have more that. Right? The guy just walking around Trinidad, walking around Barbados, taking off all the dirt off the potholes, man, and exposing the glazers, exposing the medical staff, exposing the players, exposing the dressing room. That's what he's doing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here what I'm saying, right? I hear you, I hear you, and everybody here singing Ralph praises, and I don't know if you that, right? But at the end of the day, right, I given you a group of fellas to work with. And yes, I fully agree that the players have not been living up to the billing. But there have been things Ralph could have done better, right? For instance, for example, we talk about certain substitutions he make in games. Now the thing about it is, he admit that he made certain errors and he learned from it. You see, he tried different things. Because I can't remember, there was a game he left on a player and we conceded and we drew the game. And then the other game, he took off the player and put on a defensive minded
Was
player.
it Aston? I think it was Aston
Right.
Villa.
Some-
then,
yeah. Right? So there are certain players that he continued to play, like for instance playing Harry Maguire. Right? Now whether it was his decision or the powers that be tell him, hey, you had to play bigger, right? That
So
we
that
could
is
only assume, right? We could only assume. But at the end of the day, he's the one who picking the team as far as I'm concerned. So Harry Maguire has been poor for how long? Yet you've still been selecting Harry Maguire, and he, even though he didn't play today, and the defense didn't look any different. That don't mean that he wasn't responsible for plenty of the nonsense that happened at our back in previous games. So tell me he don't have to take responsibility for that as well. Also, and this one is the main one earlier, he begged the wrong player to stay at done. Alright?
Wait, it will not make a difference.
We mean it would not make a difference. How
What
you mean it would
difference
not
does
make a
that make?
difference?
What difference? What
Please.
difference Martial making Spain?
Please.
He make no difference in Spain.
Here now,
The same
I'm
thing.
telling you,
You will get one
Martial,
assist. He always injured, right? It will make no difference. Cavani, watch. Cavani,
Oh.
Martial. Cavani, Martial. Wait.
I don't care, right? I don't care. Marcel should have still be here. Marcel will be doing better than plenty of the fellas that's still here.
No, but Martial
Right.
wake up in my long time.
Yeah, well, I mean, Natty Jr. saying here, he makes Ten Hag job real easy, right? Ten Hag just rubbing his hands, knowing that all the weed.
I could use
he is coming.
I use a different set of words. I'm not going to say real easy. I can say less challenging.
Yeah.
Right.
I can say
I don't know. I don't know. I still feel that work will be hard, but less challenging. We'll consider that as well. Yes.
Yeah.
So correct. Hey Jody, welcome man. Blessed night to you. Saying the players just not playing for him, but a better performance today. Yet they say Ronaldo is the problem. Yeah.
We
Ronaldo
can't
was actually
defend. We
very
can't
good
defend.
today.
We can't defend our goal. We can't defend nothing. Hey, whew. That defending?
Ballerina defending today, boy.
Poor.
Crazy boy.
Jody saying here weekly dose of AM9. Reem. I ain't like how Ralph. Yeah, that's
Really, I like her.
Yeah,
And he played up early. He played early.
Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know how much of you all will agree with me, but we thought when we saw Maguire not in the starting lineup, we thought we'd have had a full squad today, but apparently we still play with 10 men. Right? Because the man of the match for Arsenal today was Bruno Fernandes. Right? Now, Bruno, let me tell you how. Now, we blaming the referee, right? And I ain't saying that the referee ain't have some responsibility and vow, whatever. I ain't taking nothing away from that. But I believe the way how this game went today, we had our fate in our own hands, right? I thought our pressing in the first half was not bad when we settled. We were forcing errors from Arsenal. And as we established earlier, Arsenal defense in a mess. How we have put more past them is beyond me.
Langa,
Right? Ilanga, Bruno Fernandes.
You can put Bruno,
Right?
please. Yeah.
Right. So I'm
Yeah,
talking about
in
Bruno
front,
now.
in front.
Right. So I'm talking about Bruno right now. So Bruno missed an open goal when we press Arsenal and McTominay gave it to Bruno. He missed an open goal. Then he missed a penalty. Right, I would have drawn us level, and I think I've been honest with you, as bad as we are, I felt if we drew level, we could have gone and win that game. Right?
Yeah.
Then from there, Paul hold up, come and lose the ball, and allow Xhaka to. And Nico, I have something for you on that one, right? So get ready.
Yeah.
Then after that, the man almost got a red card. What was going on with Bruno today earlier?
No, after the third goal, I had to go back to work. And I was working. So after the third goal, are you serious? So if the red card come after the third goal, I didn't see that.
Well, he didn't get a red card, but he could have gotten a
potential
red card.
I didn't see that after the third goal. I said, nah, can't take it. You know why? I see it coming. I say, oh God. I said, let's try to defend the transition. Oh God, stop it now. A man is running. A man is running with him. Let's just squatting him. And then it lead to 1 shot, 2 shot goal. And that was it. I signed off. I couldn't take it no more.
But tell me something, right? Because this has been debated, right?
Mm-hmm.
The goal that Xhaka scored. Now tell me what you all think, and Nico, from your experience. They were saying that Nketiah shadow De Gea. I don't know if you saw it. I don't know if you all saw it.
That was the goal I saw.
Right.
That was
What are your thoughts on that? Should VAR have intervened and looked at it? Because Nketiah, 1, was offside, and 2, they are saying he affected the how do I call it, the eye lining.
the vision,
Right.
The line of sight.
Anybody, go ahead.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing, right? To me, the rules are black and white now, but I guess if Bruno scored that, it'll be offside, right? Because the player was in De Gea's line of sight. He actually saw De Gea had to be looking around like this, right? And by the time De Gea trying to look to see what happening, the shot done coming already, right? So to me, if they're saying Lindelof was in line with that would have said Lindelof was in line with Nketiah, right? So that come like if his own player is blocking him, which to me that no any rules. I don't know if the rules will be changed, but to me that makes no sense, right?
You guys remember in the first fixture versus Arsenal how Fred stamped David De Gea?
Yeah. So to me, that I think that's a gray area now, but to me it made no sense. I mean that should have been offside.
JP?
So
I thought the rule is once you interfere with the play, and what he doing is he interfering with the play because he blocking out the keeper. So if he blocking the keeper in an offside position, then he interfering with play. You don't answer with Lindelof in a play like that. The attacking player is offside.
Yeah.
If he was in line and you can't question it, but they should look at it and once he offside because you literally see the hair, as Nico say, he had to look around.
Yeah.
And I saw he was unsighted. So
right, the player in an offside position.
Yeah.
Right,
Phil,
interfering with play.
But Phil, let me ask you something, right?
Yeah.
Given what JP and Nico was just saying, do you think that the distance from where Nketiah was stood to where the goal was, because he wasn't in the box, he was outside the box, right? Do you think that would have, been the reason why VAR would have said, well, so if 50 yards up the field, a man stand in front of the keeper and a man shoot, and the keeper had to look around, if they got to call that offside, or the player affecting the line of sight, you all think that is probably the argument that they would have used, that the player was
No,
so far away from the goal that...
No, you can't use the argument because let me tell you why, right? Let me say a man take a shot from 50 yards, right? But attacking player stand up on the 18-yard line, right, in front of the keeper. Then it has to be offside. It have to be offside because he's interfering with our opponent because the goalkeeper cannot see the ball. And if the goalkeeper, because you had to take into consideration the goalkeeper, because when you watch VAR, you see the goalkeeper couldn't see, and he had to look around the player to try to see. Then you interfere with the goalkeeper, and to me that should be offside. It could be from where?
It's very interesting, right? Because Nico does have a point, but it's all about the distance as well too, right? If memory serves me correct, Eddie and Nketiah was probably the only person, right? But let's say this was coming from a corner. A corner is where everybody is inside the box, right? And then an opposition player kicks the ball towards their fellow player, and in line with their fellow player is David De Gea, right? And then all of a sudden, maybe the ball ricochets off of that player and goes into the goal, right? Then maybe we can have some sort of discussion with regards to that player being in the line of sight with De Gea, right? But I'm probably going to watch over it when I leave this here to get more clarity, right? So I'm just going to probably listen to you guys and hear what you guys think. So.
All right, cool. So VAR got that one wrong then. VAR got that one wrong.
No, I'm not saying that, but to me, it's unfair to the goalkeeper now.
Yeah.
You know, because I tell you, when these fellas hit the ball, it's like a shot from a gun.
Yeah.
We seen it on TV, and we might see it in slow motion. But your reaction time, right, has to be superb. And if you if a millisecond pass without you is a goal.
Yeah.
And that player standing up in front of that player, where he had the goalkeeper to look around the player to try to see what's going on. Then that has to be offside for me.
All right. Let me just get some comments here. All right. Jody's saying here, while we can blame the ref and VAR, we had more than enough opportunities to power away the game. As far as the defense, the guys just repping for Maguire. He rub off on them fellas.
I don't know. Like Maguire paid them, boy. Maguire paid them to win backs. You see how you see. Now let's make them two look bad in the back there and back inside next game. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You say, yeah, I watched the game 4 o'clock this evening. I made sure I got my sleep this morning. Watch my left and I was bright. Real bright. I can't. I go 1-0 and somebody go spoil it for me. So I had to watch the game live. Right. Nati saying here, yes, VAR definitely should have looked at it. The player was in the line of sight. That goal shouldn't have stood. All right. Jody saying real VAR was off today in that game. They got a lot of calls wrong. Nati always also saying, I'm still trying to understand how VAR didn't see the handball as the one with Cedric.
Cedric, yeah.
I can imagine if that had happened to us, whether that happened with Dalo or
well, of course they're missing that.
Penalty by
watch me, they're calling the FBI. What kind of swamping men going in?
And I have it coming at them because even the referees are going to be against United.
Yeah. All right, so guys, let me just get a quick word from our sponsors before we continue, right?
All right. ProGlow Collision Center, right, offer services such as auto body repair and refinish, muffler repairs, replacement of auto body parts, windscreen replacement, quotation for vehicular repair, right? Again, if we look at the pit here to your right, you will see the quality of the repairs being done, right? Again, excellent quality, right? Contact numbers 317-2599 and 721-7368, right? Located in Iperu Village, Rusila. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Pro Glow. And if anybody interested in sponsoring the show, just contact us now. Yeah, you're sure to pay up and make sure people know.
Yeah.
All right. So let me just get one comment, and we have two more points to look at, right? So the on the inside, good night, buddy. So I think we reached to the point where youth could get a chance to play, since according to Bruno, we have nothing to play for.
We don't forget rest yourself, huh? We don't forget
Yeah,
rest and play Hannibal.
I find Ralph take real long to hooky today, boy.
Yeah.
Right, and I only feel because he was a card risk, that the only reason why Ralph
That's what it is.
pull
Come
him.
on.
Yeah. So Simeon, I want to start with you on this one, right? And as best as I could, what really going on at United? Right? We know we in a pit. We know we in a bad state. But why, are there so many reports, and leaks about what's going on in the dressing room? Schools, I think it was BT or whoever. Today he was talking about, he was talking to Lingard, and Lingard told him that the dressing room in a disaster, right? And then McTominay in his post-match, he was, talking about, there being problems from the top down. Why isn't stuff like this not being handled, for a club like Manchester United? Why isn't it being handled better? Right? I know you're not there so you're gonna be able to, but as from a fan point of view, why we not handling this thing better? Why everybody I don't know it's a thing in the dressing room and this one I like that and all kind of thing, and Rafa come and say it have unity, what's going on?
I mean, look who the captain is to begin with. Who's the captain of that team?
Slab.
I mean, that there's no leadership in the whole team. There's no leadership in the whole organization. There's no leadership. There's no one, from the top down that has an idea or a structure or a formula of what we're gonna do for the club. It's just cliques of marketing schemes. It just seems like you have like a lot of different agendas going on in that club, and each agenda has their own clique. You have the guys who are there just to sell shirts. You have the guys there just to that actually want to win. You have the different country, Portuguese. I feel like there's just different cliques, different agendas that are getting pushed by people further up in the organization that create this unity in the team. I mean, I feel like I don't think Ralph is there to try and fix that. I don't think that's his. I don't think he sees that as his job, which is sad because it's it's just falling apart now. But like, I feel like for it to be this bad, it has to be stuff being done further up. So
Yeah. Anybody wants to jump in on this?
I will say that you can tell by a person's attitude what they are going to say or what they can't say versus what they can't say versus what they can say, right? A lot of politics is involved when it comes to these type of situations, right? So how can I say that this club is shit without saying this club is shit in a political way, right? And I guess that's what the likes of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the likes of Gary Neville are saying, right? But they got some players and they got some representatives of Man United who want to see the best for this club. And they don't mind, I don't want to say throwing the club under the bus, but it's more of exposing, it's more of saying it with your heart and not holding back because, yes, this is my club and I don't want to get in trouble if I say this here, but I don't care if I get in trouble, right? I'm going to tell the world what is going on at this club. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, right? So kudos to Ralph. kudos to Scott McTominay for saying what he said today as well too.
But, I mean, how long it take? How long it take? Why it take so long?
I know
Bro,
why. I know why.
And,
I know why.
bro,
Right?
you got to realize that is almost everybody for the self now. You know, David De Gea covering
That is it. That is it.
Yeah.
David De Gea covering his ass, Scott McTominay covering his ass, Bruno going to social media and writing, "Is it too late now to say sorry?" That's what everybody doing now. That's what everybody doing
Yeah.
now.
he always show that he wants to be real. I think of all the players when the apology is going out, De Gea is the only one I will read his comments now because he not apologizing. As Phil say, he basically saying we are shit. Like he is basically saying that because he fed up now, like he don't know what again the team have to do. I mean, just look at the first goal today. The man pull off a great save, and then you can't even depend on your right back to simply tap it out of play.
Or
Your
to
right
be
back,
alert.
yeah, like so I the only ex player I like to listen to really is Rio Ferdinand at this time because I find Scholes and Neville they upset me. Scholes bringing out this football player,
Listen to Roy Keane as well too.
Roy Keane.
Yeah.
But Rio spoke about the culture change, the culture that needs to be developed in the club. And that is definitely what needs to happen because right now, I don't think the club has an identity or a culture. The players don't know what Manchester United is. Those coming up from the academy, Scott here and Scott talking because he's an academy player and Scott have that passion, but Scott don't have the talent to back it.
Yeah, Scott good.
When I
He
listen to him
good.
talk today, it's like I hear what you're saying, brother, but you're not good enough
You're
too.
good. Yeah. You're the sailing our boat too. You're the
You
sailing
are
our boat too. Yeah, for me, Reeves, the reason why we have reached this stage is because why? Players getting contract extension too easy.
yeah.
Players doing nothing and getting extensions. Right? I see when Oli come, right? Pereira was barely getting a game, he get extension. Phil Jones get extension. Men who
Lingard.
Lingard get extension.
That
Right?
money. That
Yeah.
money.
What's man? And at the end of the day, right? It would have had bad eggs in that group, right? You know what Fergie used to do? As a man get in trouble, Fergie him waiting. Bye bye.
No, you're
See the
gone.
door, right? Here what? I want a culture in this team, and you're not foster in that culture. So you know what? Bye bye. I ain't waiting for your contract to run down. I find a buyer for he one time. Yeah,
Can
he
people
out
come
of the
back
club
after
one time,
Beckham?
right?
Can people come
He
back after Beckham?
right.
If Fergie could get rid
Yeah.
of David Beckham,
That's what I
of
said.
all football
Yeah.
players,
Yapstam.
Okay.
Yapstam was in top form.
Yapstam,
Right?
Keane,
Yapstam was in top form.
Ruben
Roy
Nistelrooy.
Keane. Roy Keane was
Yeah.
in top form. Right? Stand up to Fergie. Right? Trying to upset the dressing room. And you know what Fergie say? Nah, get rid of you. Bye bye. You're not playing. Right? You
Yeah.
out of my squad. Have we seen that at Manchester United?
No.
You
Post Fergie?
see,
No.
Nico, the thing about it, right? And you're making some good points today on this, right? But player power is ruling Manchester
Yeah.
United.
Yeah.
No, because why? Manchester United allows that to happen.
Yeah.
Given
We
that
allow
power.
that to happen, right?
Yeah.
How it don't happen? It don't happen at Liverpool. How it don't happen at Liverpool? You ever hear a player come out and talk about anything about Liverpool, even when they was doing bad? And Klopp still get rid of men. Who we feel Shaqiri? I'm not saying Shaqiri maybe wherever, but Chad, you understand? You're not good enough. You're not even playing, but you ever hear Shaqiri come out and say anything about dressing room or anything? No. Right? So to me, the issue starting with you getting players contract extension too easy for doing nothing, right? And you're allowing the bad eggs to sit in the club without getting rid of them.
Hey.
And that is why we is where we is today.
In Rashford
We
getting
need
your
a
contract.
proper refresh.
In Rashford
Exactly.
getting your contract.
Right? No, I don't know the culture of Rashford. I don't know Rashford culture, but at the end of the day, what we have seen is how easy players have been getting contracts renewed at the club. Players not doing anything and again the contracts renewed. And we know
Bro.
some of these same players not playing regularly. So when you're not playing regularly, definitely you would have issues. And then you're gonna have a partner you're gonna be pulling with who may be playing.
Question.
And
Question. You think that
Uh,
Pogba offer, how that Pogba offer went over in the club? How much money did Pogba went over
I
the?
don't know if that's true. I feel like speculation. To be honest, I
No.
think that's speculation.
No, but the offer was to make him the best paid player at the club, Nico. So I mean,
But that was then, but not now.
I mean, but he wasn't playing. Like, he wasn't playing regular. He wasn't playing that well.
But just to touch on something Nico said, right? Like, don't get me wrong, Nico. At the end of the day, as a player, you're gonna more gravitate towards somebody who is from the same country as you, is probably the same skin color as you, is a person who probably speaks the same language as you, a player who was at a former club similar to you, like Aubameyang and Dembele at Barcelona, how they were at Dortmund together. I get those things, right? But at the end of the day, we need to be all united, all in united. No pun intended, right?
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
of
so
us
to
must
me,
be. All of us must be. I look. My dream is that we have about 7 to 8 youngsters who are so united that when the game is over, all of them just go online after the game and start playing FIFA, Call of Duty, Fortnite. That's just my dream, right? Everybody just go home, everybody connect. Yo, you there? You ready? You ready? You ready? And about 10 united youngsters who just beat a team probably 5-0. Just go home and just play Fortnite, Call of Duty, FIFA, and just be there like wrecking games until like 3 o'clock in the morning. That's how united I want this team to be.
let me just get some comments here. David Curtin on the inside, thanks for joining, buddy. David Gittins as well on the inside. He's saying hopefully Man United drops the commercial club mentality.
I think happen as long as you have the Glazers on board, pal.
Yeah.
Not happening.
They're just saying, don't worry, fellas. In the summer, when 6+ leave, the full truth will come out in exclusive interview starting with Pogba.
It's true.
He also saying, watch Lukaku and eating bench after his comments at Chelsea. He gone in the summer. Yeah, and watch me. I feel that mentality come from when he was at United. That player power thing.
That's it.
Yeah. So Nico, that was a real good point there, boy. Because player power killing me, boy. Joey's saying, yes, Nico, you're right. Look at what Arteta do Alba. Get him out
for
and
free.
let him know who is in charge. Yeah, and even if it means that you lose money,
Hey, Jody, I appreciate that, Jody. I know something will be a loggerheads. I appreciate that one.
Nancy Jr. saying, imagine Lingard was at the door to go West Ham and prevented him from leaving. Why is he still here? Yeah.
No,
So I think,
and these players is sour grapes now. And
yeah,
sour grapes in your bunch, you know what it does do.
yeah.
You know?
I really hope, I mean, if this is the real issue, and I'm not doubting it at all, that they give the manager that kind of power, right? I ain't saying that he gonna make all the decisions and he have the final say, but give him the kind of power to say, just like Fergie did with Beckham, if you're going to feel you could spoil my bunch, then go, you know? And I feel when players realize that the manager has now reassumed that kind of power and that kind of say, then they gotta either ship up or leave, you know?
Phil Jones still at Manchester United. No, let me be honest now. Let me really be honest now.
That's all it. That's all it.
That's all it.
Phil Jones. That tell you something wrong, boy.
Phil Jones knows that no other club wants him, so he knows he's getting paid well at United. He knows no other club wants him, so he is not going to push for no move. He's not going to push for no transfer requests, right?
And you see, this is where it come back to this point David Gittins was making here. Hopefully Man United drops the commercial club mentality because, as we were talking about earlier, the reason why these guys getting their contracts renewed, and well, obviously with a renewal, there will be a pay hike, is because we don't want to lose them for free. So we always looking at value as opposed to need. You understand?
Yeah, but,
so
the players who worth nothing, the players who we supposed to tie down, we tie them down. But the players who worth nothing, we give them contract.
It's value. They're looking at that because they don't want to lose the player. Because you remember after a certain
Yeah, but-
time,
yeah, but
players
at the
not
end of the
talking. Players not talking to about renewal again. They're looking to work for free.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you give them a contract, let's say you give them a 2-year contract, right? You actually paying them more money for staying, and if you get rid of them for free,
Jody saying here, Phil, that is why I said in the last show, or somebody said in the last show, Ten Hag have to get rid of someone who the rest of the players. Yes, right. I understand. He's saying so. It's like get rid of a big name so it go cause the others to take stock,
Yeah,
right?
Maguire. Yeah.
no, that
Yeah.
might say something. Yeah, come
No,
and get rid of
no,
Maguire.
Even
Yeah.
Ten
take
Hag come
sell it,
and
get
bench
rid of
Maguire for the next season, the entire season. Only get him cup football. You understand?
That's
FA Cup and League Cup and
sell him. Don't even game that. Sell him. Just get him out of the club.
So this comment here saying to get the likes of Lingard and Pogba, they're already on their way out.
Yeah.
What you want to do? Drop them off to the airport and pack the suitcase? They're already on their way out. I
They're
understand why.
back to right back, man. They're ready to
That-
go.
you can just put Maguire, boy. You can just put Maguire. I change that.
Yeah, just put Maguire.
All right. Yeah, Quincy. So that's the answer to your finally, Jesus saying here, fellas, I'm at the point where we play the youths going forward. Let's see them as I can't see this bunch doing anything different for the last set of games. Let the so-called stars sit with Bamsy squeaking through preseason with yeah. And Quincy saying, yeah, drop them off in the airport now.
Oh, let's do it.
So guys, we looking to wrap it, right? So this is the last point that I want to raise with you all, right? Now, it's kind of sad, right? Or, yeah, let me use the term sad. Because at the start of the season, right, after finishing second the season before, right, things were looking good. You know, and then we signed Sancho, we signed Varane, then we brought Ronaldo. Right? Nobody could have predicted that we would be in this state now. Because, I mean, we purchased all those players with the intent, or with the intention to be challenging, like how City and Liverpool fighting. Right? That in my opinion,
Yeah.
that was how it was supposed to be working out, right? Olia, where did it go wrong for us this season? Where everything just went wrong?
Let me go. I think it really the wheels fall off. You see that January transfer window, but we didn't sign nobody. I think that's where it fall off. Right? Yes, you might have said that we was hoping for better form with Oli, right? Before he would have gotten sacked, we was expecting that. All right, that happened. Right? But you see, if no, let me say, because if when Ralph came, right, we were on a run of form with the same players, with the Varane, the Sancho, the Ronaldo, right? And we was on a run of form challenging Chelsea. I just saying Chelsea for third thing. Then we'd accept that, you know. We'd accept the season as all right. It didn't work out as maybe the first or second, but in third, if you come back and come into third, then I think that we'd be okay. But you see that decision not to sign anybody in that January transfer window, especially knowing how weak we were in the midfield, knowing that Oli target should have been a midfielder, and we didn't go and strengthen that midfield. I think to me for this season, that is where it follow. Because if you look at where Tottenham was, Arsenal was, right, to where we were, right, we could have been comfortable challenging Chelsea, above Chelsea, maybe even, you know what I mean, closer to the top two. But you see that decision not to go in that January window, I think that will cost us.
Yeah, I think I will go close to what Nick was saying there, but I would just say it happened at the beginning of the season when we didn't sign a midfielder. Because I always say most games won or lost in the midfield. and our midfield has been a problem for way too long. Like if Scott or Fred injured, we didn't know what to do, and that could never be. That could never be if you're talking about challenging for a title. You can't have a midfield where is Scott and Fred in there. That could have never been a title winning midfield. So that to me at the start of the season, the three signings we make, great signings. But we needed to go very hard to not just I don't even think for just one player we needed for midfield. Because we needed options in the midfield. So to me I would say that is where it fell off for me.
I think I think it didn't. It got severe with regards to Nico's point. It got bad according to JP's point, but the start of turning on that stove to me was when we lost to Villarreal in the
Yeah.
Europa League final, right? That was the start
Yeah.
of you just turning on the stove, right?
Yeah.
JP's point, you increase the Bunsen burner. Nico's point, you turn on all the burners on the stove.
Yeah, but on the house.
Yeah, everything can turn on, right? So for me, that's where it kind of like was simmering at. The players not um carrying any momentum into the new season due to losing to Villarreal, right? Great points by JP and Nico. And that those definitely contributed. Or I think Nico's point was just the final straw that brought the camels back, right? So
Yeah, yeah. Simeon, you want to jump in on it?
Yeah, I mean, Phil broke it down perfectly. But let me add to this, like going back to the January transfer window, like we had enough, as bad as they were, we had enough players here to see us through. We shouldn't have. I mean, we are close because the other teams were bad, but like we got rid of how many players in the window? Van de Beek was gone. Martial left.
Ahmad.
Greenwood, Cavani took it. He decided.
Yes, on a vacation.
He injured. Like I mean, one of the people we had, we one of the players that were here in before January. That are not there. I mean, Cavani alone. You know how big he was for us last year. I feel like there was an exit from the club in January, and it wasn't just the players that left. I think even the players here, their mind left as well. So it's what you guys said, and that's the talent drain that left in the window, that was not replaced, and it all goes back to, Villarreal. Like you could tell something was wrong with this team last year. After that game against Villarreal, the first time I said, "Oh, he needs to go." That's the first time I said, "Oh, he needs to." I mean, because and it's not that he wasn't coaching, but he wasn't seeing the problem. It's one thing to be losing and say, "Well, we gotta fix this and fix that." Everything was no. Now we're going the right direction. Right direction. I was like, "No, we ain't going in the right direction. We're going backwards." And I mean, our midfield, all these teams realize, hey, we could cut through United midfield easy. From last year to this year, and this year, everyone come in, okay, counter attack, bam, go counter attack, and like by the end of the season, no one respects our defense, midfield, nothing. Our attackers, they demoralized because they can't get the ball. Cavani check out, Martial ain't want to come back. Cavani is just, man, how a team fall apart like this. I mean, there should be really be a special on how this team fall apart this year. I know, what they do a special somewhere, last dance, like a last dance for Ronaldo or something. I think they got to do something for this season, man, because this is a catastrophe, man. Like,
Also just to mention, we have throughout this season we've never had a stable and established back four. Almost every match week is either Varane, Maguire. Next week is Maguire and Lindelof. Next week is Varane and Lindelof, who will probably play great that game. And then it'll be Varane and Lindelof again. And then all of a sudden Varane gets injured, right? But then let's go to the right back. Wan-Bissaka playing a bunch of crap. Dallo in. And then Ralph dropped Dallo and put Wan-Bissaka back in. It's never been stable, right? Hopefully Eric Ten Hag can establish a solid back four come next season, right?
Yeah. Let me just get some of the comments on this point. Natty Junior saying I agree, Nico, that no signing just made the present play that no signing just made the present players' heads swell and get comfortable. Hence, why no discipline, right? Jody
Because
saying
I just touching on that because let me say if new players came in, I think the new players would have fought for Ralph now. Would have fought for the team. But because Ralph is on interim, right? Reason why you had to run out with then whatever we do, he had to take.
Yeah.
But new players would have fight now.
Yeah. Jody's saying here it went wrong when half the team did not like how Ronaldo came back and took the spotlight. It's only now they're realizing how important he is to the squad this season. Too much of selfishness. Right? Dwayne, welcome man. Thanks for joining. He said I think Ronaldo was not in Oli plans and that threw the season off from the jump. The egos just got bigger. The midfield target got scrapped when they signed Ronaldo.
But I don't think they was going for a midfielder. I think Ronaldo just come up on the buy Ronaldo, but I had no plans for a midfielder. Because if he had plans for a midfielder, how much we paid for Ronaldo? Like a drop in the bucket for United.
Money.
80 million, yeah. But here's my thing, right?
But I agree. That's not. But I agree with Dwayne in terms of Ronaldo wasn't part of the plan.
Here's my thing, and I'll keep it short, right? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, United legend, would not let Cristiano Ronaldo, United legend, go to a rival. And that's it.
Yeah.
Finally here, Jesus actually saying it all went wrong as we never bettered ourselves. No one has improved their quality on the ball for years. You lose the advantage so easy by just this. Today I saw we took three to four passes to switch when one-footed man can't make a proper brisk pass with their weaker leg, letting Arsenal get back in shape. Yeah, we've all been talking about that. You can play any side in the world, but we are weak in many, many areas of basics.
Correct.
When it all went wrong, well, I want to just use the analogy Phil used because that was so good, right? At the start of the season, not recruiting in the most important, the most glaring part of the pitch, and JP said it, in the midfield. A blind fan, right, cannot tell you we needed midfielders, right? And to be honest with you, McTominay and Fred not good, right? Let them fellas be meant to come on in the 97th minute to run down the game, right?
Hey,
if you want to challenge Manchester City, then you cannot feel that these two men with Varane
anywhere close
and Ronaldo go get you anywhere close. Exactly.
Never.
So for me, that was the start, right? That was the start. You see that interim appointment, as much, and as you all would have said earlier, as much good work as Ralph is doing in terms of exposing, whatever. You see that interim appointment, everybody take the foot off the gas. And we went into free fall. When them fellas realized, hey, here we're going, and Ralph asking too much from me, Me going through that. He ain't here next year.
True.
And that was it.
Hopefully we came out better fit. Hopefully we came out better for the interim. Maybe that was our plan. Maybe for some reason we had a long-term vision of the coach we wanted, which I doubt, right? But maybe that was the plan.
But you see, the only thing is with what's going on now, the kind of hit on the confidence of some of the players, sometimes that'll be hard to pick back up.
Nah. That you walk by, you have to pick it back up.
No, you have to. Naturally.
You have to take your break, you have to take your summer break and revive yourself and say, hey, I'm coming back on fresh. Pre-season and coaching and had to do that.
These players are being paid £200,000 pounds a week. If I was being paid that much, I would not be on this podcast. I'm sorry. I would not be.
I hear you. I hear you.
Nah,
I hear you. I hear
you'll catch back. You'll catch back, especially in preseason. The quality of football, good chances being created. You know, men confidence to come back.
All right, all right. Jody saying here, save me the BS Dwayne. They bought Ronaldo last minute. They had a whole transfer window to get
A
let's see,
so-called midfielder.
so-called midfielder. Yeah.
I don't know, Judy. I find you will attack Dwayne there, Judy. You know? And
Anyway, so guys, you know, 4 more games to go. Chelsea on Thursday, and I could guarantee earlier, right, with our luck, Lukaku not gonna be wearing no jeans and Tims. He gonna be looking like Drogba, right?
For real.
Yeah, that's just we luck. Lukaku leaving all that big boots and he jeans, and he come in, he gonna get he Drogba injection, all right? What the expectation is for Chelsea? Do they feel anything at all? Anything at all?
I just want the season to finish, buddy. I just want the season to finish. I had enough. I exhausted. This team, I'm exhausted the Premier League.
Let's be real. Well, I give you real. I already watching the matches so that Reem can invite me on for this podcast. That's all. That is all.
Tell me, Jody, tell me, because you get plenty wrong this year, eh? You get plenty wrong this year. Yeah. So, guys, I think we had a good little therapy session this evening. Yeah, in terms of, you know, really trying to, you know, see what's really going on with this group of millionaires. You know, I know Phil and Simeon and a couple of the others had a real good show on Tuesday with the Ten Hag appointment. So we hope that what Ten Hag coming with, I hope he know I guess hope that man know he coming to, you know.
Yeah,
I tell you.
And we as fans had to be real patient. We had to be real patient. At least 3 or 4 transfer windows. We had to be patient for it.
Yeah.
It will be a long road. You know? You might see some nice play in between, but it will be a long road.
Yeah. So guys, Nasi saying here, Lukaku coming to build his confidence on Tuesday. Yeah, telling you, coming to play like Drogba, boy.
Hey, come at Maguire. Come at Maguire.
What do you mean? Yeah. Jody saying a 4-2 Chelsea win.
Hey, I don't know what to be more happy about.
Who Jody? Yeah, JP want to know who's scoring the 2.
Ronaldo. Ronaldo is the only person scoring.
I don't know. Hey, Mendy
All right,
playing?
guys. Mendy, of course. Tuchel not going with anybody else. Mendy looking a little suspect lately, eh? Anyway, so guys, it was nice. It was nice, you know, Phil, JP, Simeon, thanks for joining, Nick and myself. Given the okay, Jody say he FPL captain. With Ronaldo scoring goals. All right. Yeah, so guys, it was nice. You know, we will see you all on Tuesday to review what promises to be a very interesting game. All right.
And another therapy session.
Yeah. But all your Chelsea are looking to 200
but now we can't beat Norwich, boy.
Okay.
We could barely beat Norwich. Newcastle, right? 10 Norwich apart. Norwich barely had a shot on goal. Eh? Newcastle look like Norwich look like prime Brazil when they play against us. You tell you what, Chelsea, they looking so good. Come now, man.
Hey, Julia, thanks for joining, man. Blessed night to you too.
Yeah,
right.
man.
So, guys, see you all on the next one. Have a good night.
Yeah, man. Anytime.
You man.